So hi all, now we'll work on sheet 3. So see, if you look over here carefully, you have to see here what all names are being given. We look up with false raw data to case 1. Then what is mentioned? We look up false raw data to case 2. Then what is given? Raw data 2. And third is we look up false raw data to case 3. So one by one we look over here what is the actually problem statement, what they are expecting us to do, right? To understand this, see, first of all we look at the raw data too. This is a raw data, right? And if we look over here in this raw data, what all columns are being given? Order ID. If you just I just expand it, this order ID is been given, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, country, region, city, state, postal code, region, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, sales, quantity, discount, profit. So how many columns are over there? If we look that how many columns are there? So we count the columns A to T. A to T are the columns. So this is column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Almost 20 columns are being given over here. And if you look over here, so you see there are so many number of rows, right? So if you see, so there are total 5,340. Here the count is being given. 5,340 records are over there. These many rows are over there, right? So it's a large amount of data. It's amount which is having 20, 21 rows, 20, 21 columns, and 5,340 rows. And in this size of data, whenever we have to extract the value, so what we will do? So to learn this only, there are the three cases which are being given. So let's move to first case. So the same data is being given over here. One thing is what we have to find out, we have to understand what we have to find out. Order ID is being given. Here we can create a data list because this is the order ID and 5,340 rows IDs are over there. So we cannot look for each and every order ID again and again. We can have a data list over here. We have to create data list over here. One thing. Second thing, we have to find out, extract customer name. Customer name is not lying in second column, it is lying somewhere in sixth column. Then city is also lying somewhere here. Customer name, city, then region, then subcategory, then sales, quantity, and discount and profit is being given the last row. The sales, quantity, discount, profit. So we have to pick the values from these all columns, for which one way is we have to count it manually. So how we will count? What we can do, we can firstly write down the column number so that we remember. I'm talking from the basic point of view when we don't know what is the best way out to use it or extract the information in such situation. So what we can do, firstly, we see we have created a data validation list, which all of you know how to create. Secondly, I don't know the column number because when we use VLOOKUP, we should know from which column index we have to pick the value. This is the syntax, column index number. I don't know the column index number. So for that, what I do, I can write the column index number over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can drag it also, right? I can fill it also in this way till, so how many? 20 columns are over here, right? 20 columns are over here. So I've written the column index number. Clear? We'll go to home. Let's make it large, center and bold, and I can change the back color of it also just for my own understanding, right? This we are doing for our own understanding, right? So now see, What we have to do, we have to find out customer name. Where the customer name is in the 6th column index. So simply I'll write equals to VLOOKUP. This is my lookup value. I'll freeze it, comma. I can give the name of a table array also. Otherwise, what I have to do, I have to select it manually. Control shift down and control shift right. This is my table array. I'll freeze it, comma. Where is customer name? Customer name is the 6th column. The column index of customer name is 6. I'll write 6, comma. Which kind of match I'm looking for? Exact. I'll write 0. Right. Now, firstly, I'll copy this formula towards down. I'll keep on changing the column index number. For city, the column index is 9. So I'll write 9 over here. For region, the column index is 12. I'm looking from here. This is from here, right? So I'm looking from here. This is 12. For subcategory, it is 15. So I'll make a change. I'll say 15. For sales onwards, what it is? 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'll say 17, 18, 19 and 20. So this is case 1. This is case 1. Wherein we have we have written all the column index number manually, and then I look what all column numbers, what all details I'm looking for. So here all the details are being given, and then accordingly I fetch the column index number, and I have written the formula over here. It will work for any of the order ID. It will work for any of the column ID because I have written manually the column index number. So this is one way out, right? This is case 1. Now we look for case 2. What is case 2? So what is written over here? Extract the following information from the below given reference table on the basis of order ID. Define the table array name. Second is we can define the table array name. So how will define? I will, in spite of selecting it again and again, what I can do, I can give the name of a table. Table 3, because we have already given two table range name. One is table 1 and another is table 2. Again, we have to write manually all the column indexes because we don't know. Randomly we have to pick the values. So again, these are 20 columns, right? And I'll just make it bold, large, center, and I'll give a border to it, right? Again, now customer name equals to VLOOKUP, freeze the lookup value, use the table name or name range for the table, that is table 3, comma. Again, now it's customer name is at the 6th position, comma 0, right? So what happened? Table 3, 6 is customer name. Okay, sorry, customer ID. Right now customer ID is being given. So this customer ID is where? Customer ID is lying in 5th position. So what we have to do, we have to again, I'll just change this. My lookup value should be at the leftmost column. So this is 1, this is 2, and I'll drag it. I have to look for the value from customer ID onwards, right? And secondly, now my name range will be for this table, which is starting from customer ID. So I'll give the name as table 4 and I'll make a change. What is that? Here C1, this is table 4. Where is customer name? Customer name is now lying in the second most column. Look, second most column. So index will be 2. So earlier I was doing for order ID, but it is actually here for customer ID. So for customer ID, my lookup value should be in the leftmost column. So I have my table array is starting from here. This is column index 1, right? Again, I'll copy first of all the formulas and I'll make a change in the index only. City is lying in 5th position. You know, see, 5th. This is fifth, right? City is in the fifth index. Now see region. Where is region? Region is at the eighth index. For region, the column index is 8. So I'll make a change over here and I'll say 8. For subcategory, it is for where is subcategory? Subcategory is here 11. 11. Fine. And for sales quantity discount price, it's 13, 14, 15, 16. 13, 14, 15, 16. And for subcategory, it is 11. So I'll make a change. 11 here, 13 here, 14 here, 15 here, 16. One thing you have to see, this discount is coming as 0.2. So how the discount is being given in percentage? Why it is coming in 0.2? Because here, if you look over here, here the format is percentage. Whereas when you're displaying over here, the format is general. So you have to make it percentage, right? So now it is coming as 20, right? So this is how you have to do. This is case 2. Now come to case 3. What is this case 3? So what it is saying, extract the following information from the sheet raw data 2 on the basis of order ID. On the basis, it is not order ID, on the basis of customer ID. Let me write customer ID. We can do with order ID also. Customer, or let it be order ID only first of all, because you're learning this concept for the first time. So I'll make a change over here. What I do, I'll write order. You also do this in your sheet. I'll make changes over here. I will select the order ID. So this is order ID. Let me see. Is it same? Order ID CA. And what is this? TB. So TB customer ID. It was customer ID. So what we do, we change this list. How will change? We'll go to data, data validation, and we change the, see, I can jump to another sheet. This we are learning. Data is lying in some other sheet, and the name of sheet is raw data 2. That is why here it is coming raw data 2 exclamation mark. We can pick the data from some other sheet also, right? So here now we are having order IDs, right? We have to again look for customer name, city, region, subcategory, sales, quantity, discount, and profit. So here again we know the cell address, we know the column index number, we know the column index number. Where we have written over here. So it is same. So for customer name, what is the column index number? It's 6. So what we can do, we can write over here for our convenience. This is index C. City is in ninth index, so we'll write over here 9 for our convenience. Region is where? Region is in, from here I am picking, region is in uh, 12 and subcategory in 15. Region is in 12 and region is in 12, subcategory is in 15. And if we look for sales and all, these are at the end 17, 18, 19, 20. 17, 18, and let me tell you to just, because these all are the difficulties, that is why we are learning row column function, and I have already taught you match function also. In future we'll be using match function, because this sheet is already available on NDM website. I don't want you to miss like these all sheets. You should work on these all sheets also. So in these sheets some concepts are there which are the concepts which are not that much advanced. So like you can use advanced concepts also, which I have already taught you in the class. So now make a move over here. How we'll do? First of all, one thing is you can give the name to this entire sheet. How you'll do? Keep a cursor on A2, control shift down, control shift right, and give the name range to this table as table 5. Right? This is table 5. Now come over here. What you can do, equals to VLOOKUP. This is the order ID, comma, one way is you can go over here. You can go over here and you can select the entire range, right? I'm on sheet 2, which is raw data 2. So what is coming over here, right? As I have given the name range, that is why table 5 is coming over here, comma, from where I have to pick the value from 6. When I'm picking the value from the another sheet, I have to be there only. I cannot come back. Here only I should know from which column I have to pick the value. So I have to pick the value from 6, comma, 0. Right here. Now what I have to do, I have to just copy this formula. Let me see, I haven't freezed this. First of all, I have to freeze it. So I'll freeze it. Now I have to copy this formula and I have to simply change the index number. For this it is 9. For this it is 12. For this it is 15. For this it is 17. For this it is 18. For this it is 19. And for this it is 20. So one way is this. Now let's say I am given a customer ID. I'm copying this and writing over here Control V, and I am given customer ID, customer, right? So I'm just deleting these all values. I change the data validation list. Data validation, I'll go to the raw data sheet. This is the raw data sheet. These are the customer ID, right? And I'll come back. These are the various customer IDs. Now see, I haven't given the name range and I have to pick the data, extract the data from another sheet. See, data is lying over here. Data is lying in this sheet, which is somewhere else. It is not lying in same sheet. Earlier we worked wherein the table array was lying on the same sheet. If it is lying on some other sheet, how will be picking the data in another sheet? We are learning this. And this time I haven't given the name range. Earlier we tried giving the name range. Right now I haven't given the name range because the value which I have to look for should be on the leftmost column and customer ID is lying somewhere else. So I haven't given the name range wherein the range is starting from customer ID because I want to teach you that how to deal with such kind of situation, right? So for this, now see carefully what we do. We write over here customer name. Remember this thing. Remember these all index, right? Don't forget this. These all are the index on which you have to work upon. You should know very well about this. Is 6, 9, 12, 15, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? First of all, we remember this equals to VLOOKUP. This is my lookup value, comma, table array. I'll go to raw data 2. I will select from customer ID. I will select the table from customer, table array from customer ID, control shift down, control shift up. Now look over here in formula. What is mentioned? L1, comma, raw data 2, exclamation mark, E2 to T2, T267, right? So first of all, I'll freeze it, control F4. Now I cannot go back to my sheet wherein this case 3 sheet is lying, wherein I have to extract the value. I have to be here only and I have to write column index number as 6, comma, match as exact. You have to remember this. You can't go back. You have to write the column index number and match here only, and you will see that the value is appeared over here. Value has appeared over here, right? This you have to remember. This is what I was telling you. So I will freeze it also. Again, just try and see. Again, try for city. City is on ninth column. City is on ninth column. So I'll again write equals to VLOOKUP. This is the value which I'm looking for. I'm freezing it, comma. I'll go to raw data 2. Again I will select the entire range. I have to select from customer ID. So customer ID, here is the customer ID. Control shift down this, freeze it, comma, from ninth column I am picking the value, then the match should be exact. Automatically value is coming over here. Best way is to give the name range and remember the column index. Everything will be easy, right? Because here I just drag the formula, right, which I mentioned over here, which I have dragged this function which I have mentioned over here, and I just change the column index number. But here you have to go again and again every time back, right? You can like copy the formula here also, doesn't matter, but you can practice before copying, so that you should very well aware of how to pick the value from the another sheet. Freeze it, comma, go to another sheet, again select the table from column, from customer ID, control shift down, comma, comma. Now the value has to be picked from, I think, 9. 9 we picked up. I think it was 15, comma 0, enter. So this is region. Region, for region it is 12, right? 12. So I suggest you to try it again and again. Try it again and again. Region is not 12. Region is not 12. Region is 12. And what happened for this? L1 raw data. Okay, okay. For this index will also get changed, right? For this index will also get changed. So index will be this. For region it is 8, and for customer name it is 2. So for customer name it is 2. For city, again we'll see over here. City it is 5. And where is region? Region is on 8. Region is on 8. So you can copy the formula, doesn't matter, you can change the index. You copy in this way because you have already freezed L1. Here what you have to do, after 8 you have to see where is subcategory. I think subcategory is on 11. Subcategory is on 11. Subcategory 11. Then you have to see, this is 13, 14, 15, 16, right? So you come over here, 13, 14, entity is not coming. What happened? Okay, I haven't freezed the table range. That is why I have to freeze the table range also in that case, right? I have to freeze the table range also in that case. So how will freeze? We have to freeze this, we have already freeze, and then we have to copy it, and then we have to change. This is 5. Region is on, just look, first of all we write region. Can you see how much difficulty we are facing? Because we haven't learned how to use match. Once we learned how to use match, you see it's very easy. It's very easy to work with all these kind of data sets which are huge and which are having so many number of columns. So to just experience this concept you are learning, so that you can experience that what is the difference between two. And then you have to use name range, you have to use row function, you have to use column function, you have to use index, you have to use match in spite of these all, right? Here this is correct. Here it will be 11, then it will be 13. You can use row function also over here, row, any row number, but 13 should be there. So I have written cell address as R13, and now I'll copy. So I'll get all the values, because here it will begin R14 means 14, and which we already learned, right? And in this we can do. So you just try these all things, I'm just clicking for few minutes this on show formula so that you can just understand what formula I have written. This is the formula I have written, right? So you have to just understand carefully and you have to work. Here I haven't used name range. So raw data 2, if you look here carefully, this is raw data 2. So if you look over here carefully, after writing this lookup value, this table array is from raw data 2. Range is also been from raw data 2 sheet, which is another sheet. And here either we are giving manually the column index number or we can use row function also. Why I have used row function over here? Because these all numbers are on in sequence. Why I haven't used over here? Because these are not in sequence, right? So you have to just look for this and you should do work on this and understand how to work with VLOOKUP function when the table array is lying on another sheet, right? So this is all about workbook 4.1. You have to just work on this and complete this also. I'll again go back to formula, click on this, I'm back. One thing is over here, I have to write region as 8. What is the problem? 82. 8, not 82, 8. Right? So this is all about workbook 4.1. In case you find any difficulty, you can come back to me in lab and or in my room. I will explain you.